Dr. Andreas Lauermann, thank you so much for speaking with the CSR Journal. First, I'd like to know the kind of CSR activities your company is involved in.
So we have different categories where we are working on this. One important one is the health, what we are doing here. The second pillar is water. And the third one is in a broader field, education.
Okay. Tell me about your personal experiences on field when you go and visit during the projects, the activities that are carried out under these projects.
Mm-hmm. We are going normally to the places when we are making always the inaugurations, or sometimes when we have the possibility also in between that we can also have the control and what is really going on and understand, is this helpful, yes or no? Okay. So I was personally also when we inaugurate our bandaras there in Naipat village, and for our mobile health company we can watch it daily what's going on there, okay, because it started always here in our plant, because we have to fill up all the medicine there. And then I see it always also personally when they leave the plant again to the 3 villages nearby. Okay. And the response is they're always very good. And this is really a very, very positive one. What we see there when we have there now over 6,000. 6,000 in half a year. This is really in half a year a lot. Okay. And this shows it is absolutely needed and is very well welcomed there also.
What are the parameters you take into consideration while measuring the impact of these activities?
What we are measuring is the impact not only on us or something like this. This is not so interesting for us. We are taking care about our social responsibility there. And for this we have defined for us these clusters where we want to work on. And this we are continuously always make a review, okay, where we are, and discussing possible projects. And okay, such projects we are evaluating, is this really helpful, because we have also to consider that we are doing things around our own company here, okay, and help the villages, and what is helpful in the direction of the different clusters. Okay.
So when you say you review the projects, what are the reporting structures you have in place, the communications that are, from start to end for these activities? Mm-hmm.
We have here created a CSR committee, okay, and the members of these CSR committees are the board members, okay, of the company. Okay. And for our CSR activities, we have a dedicated person who is taking care about all the projects. And within the projects, we define then always a certain group who takes care about this. When we are building, for example, these bandaras, then our planning department is taking care about this, okay, and doing this. We have some other kinds of projects also running. Our employees are doing this. Okay. This they're doing then also there under the confirmation of our committee. Mm. And we will support them then also, and they have to report also about the progress there, and what is helpful or not so helpful, or what we have to change then in our way doing it.
Okay. Could you tell me the rough percentage of profit that you make annually, and how much of that percentage do you allocate towards, socially responsible activities in India?
In India, there are certain rules we have to follow to spend the money on it. And the profit, we have also certain rules to follow this and what we have there. And we are doing this accordingly exactly to these rules.
Okay. So how do you see things have changed in India after the 2% mandate, which came about 2 years back, whereas you have been present in India since the last 7 years? So what is the change that you've seen in the social domain?
When we see our activities, I think it took nearly more than 1 year with this regulation that it comes really true. Okay. There were a lot of uncertainty in the beginning, how to handle this and what are CSR activities, what not, how can we control this or what not, what committees are necessary and what is belonging to what. I believe there we are now on a much more better way, so that all the companies are able to focus on the right projects. The uncertainty is now a little bit over, and also for us, we are now able to do it much more quicker. Okay. And therefore, I believe this will help. But when you see the progress, is this really visible? Okay. I believe up to now not, but this will come for sure. Okay. Because you have to see, there are a lot of smaller projects. Yeah? You're not completely changing your whole surrounding in one day. True. But there are so many small projects really coming up, and when you go there, what the companies are there supporting, this is changing and really improving. And when you see then some of these places, when I was there at the blind school in Chakrati here nearby, it's really impressing what has grown up there in the last year only.
Okay.
And under what conditions now they can really study there. This has changed completely.
Do you think we need to invest more of the money in deciding which are good projects, allocating more time and funds in the research and data collection as to where the money should go, deciding those projects?
I believe when we are doing such CSR projects, the problem is a little bit more in the communities itself. Because the expectations are sometimes a little bit high, what they really want, and is this then a CSR activity or is this an activity normally the government should do? Okay. And to put all the expectations then to the CSR activities are for sure not the right way to do it. Okay. To make more prioritization out of this project would be helpful. And there are some steps they are doing that we have then more exchange of experiences also there, and that the rules are getting more clearer and the directions are defined where we want to go and what priorities the company should take. This will help.
Okay. Tell me on a very personal note, what is your understanding and opinion of CSR and philanthropy? Your very personal opinion, your personal take.
With CSR, every company has a social responsibility, and you can canalize this with the CSR activities also here in a certain way. So you are showing there your response and your responsibility for your community where you are working on. You are showing that you are part of this community, and we are part of this country and the community here, especially in Jharkhand there. And therefore, this is clear, a commitment and also a response to the responsibility we want to have.
Okay. So with the kind of responsibility idea that you want to have and implement, what are the challenges that you foresee in the same?
The challenges is always more a little bit that the expectations are too high from some of the villages around. Because they think when Volkswagen comes, they have all the money and they will do everything for us. And this is what I mentioned before. Okay. We have really to divide a little bit and separate the questions where we are. With the CSR activities, yes, for some needs necessary, we will always help and we will do this for the villages. Okay. But some of the things have also done from the government and from the village itself. Okay. Because when you do some activities, when you, for example, build some water tanks or something like this, and it is not well maintained from themselves, it will be not helpful.
True. So what are the methods you are planning to implement for job creation at your plants and for local development?
For job creation, we have our strategy here for the plant and from Volkswagen, what we are doing on our growth way we want to have. With this Ameo launch, this is one important step we have done for the growth, and there also for the employment. We have 800 more employees now with the implementation of the third shift, mainly to the Ameo. And this is the way what we are doing for the employment. The other way for the employment is to bring the qualification and the skill development forward. And this is what we are doing in our skill development program with our own apprenticeship program and the interconnection with the world Indian-wide program, what we are there doing with the different institutes and universities. Okay. And on this way, it is also helping us on the growth and developing people itself. This is the main issue.
So you are mostly into the field of health, education, water management. Can you share one personal experience with me which you had when you went on field?
No, the most impressive was really in this girls' schools for the blind, because this was really amazing to see what they are doing and what blind people are really able to do, how they learn. When you see this now, they can also play chess.
Today you announced the launch of Ameo. I'd like to know with regard to the emission scandal that was there, do you think the consumers in India are going to be affected to some extent with the same, and will it affect the sales for the brand that you've launched today?
We have seen this in the last year when this crisis was also coming. there was a deep impact also on the sales. We are recovering now 2016, and therefore for the Armeo, we are not expecting that it is very negative in the consumer space.
So do you think companies use CSR as an image branding activities even when the main company's decisions also go wrong? Do you think companies use that as an image branding activity?
They will for sure use this as an image branding, but this should not be an image branding thing normally. This is one thing of your responsibility you have to do, and this will help you, yes, for your branding in a certain way, because you took over your responsibility. But this should be a normal way companies should do.
What are the personal factors that you see while deciding who your communities are that you want to target with regard to CSR activities that your company does? How do you decide your community is this?
We are looking at the different projects and evaluating what is the most priority we have to do and what success can be behind. Are the villages or the projects really prepared to be then also sustainable, or is this only a little bit firefighting and then nothing else happens? And in such a way, we have defined and developing always some criteria how we are evaluating this. And with the experience doing such things, more and more projects are coming to us. And with the exchange, what I mentioned before, you get also then some priorities also from the government points of view there, and said, okay, I can do it also in such way, like the water conservation. We will invest also money in more projects, and we are investigating what projects are the right ones we can do in the next step. And in such a way, we are continuing. And we have a different source now also, our employees itself. They are coming to us and say, okay, look, we are supporting here this village. There is really a big need. We should do this and this. And this is also fine, because we want the engagement also of our employees there. This is fine. And we support also such things. And these are the sources we are living from. And then in the committee, we are deciding, okay, this is a step we should do now. And this we are doing then later on.
Can you tell me the role the government has played in either helping you take forward things or creating a block? It's either through helping you with projects or too much of paperwork, which delays projects. Tell me the role the government has played for you.
When you look at India, India is a really bureaucratic country.
Correct.
But with such activities, and mainly also in Maharashtra, they are trying to solve the issue very quick. In the beginning of the CSR activities, yes, you have to follow certain bureaucracy, because you have to do it. You cannot only spend money or do it in a certain way. This must be controlled. This is very clear. But when too much bureaucracy is there, here in Maharashtra, they are very quick to resolve the problem.
So you mean that large bureaucracy needs to be controlled, but for the social responsibility activities that you're taking up, things are moving fairly quickly is what you're saying?
There we are quite confident and on a good way that it's running fast enough. There are not so much bureaucracy behind.
Could you tell me very briefly what is CSR to you?
To me personally?
Yes, sir.
No, it's a very important activity we are doing as a company here for our home country.
Okay. Dr. Lauermann, thank you so much for sharing your ideas with the CSR Journal. We are glad you could speak with us.
Thank you very much.